Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. It's Father Carl here. It's time for Monday Musings. Not a lot to say today, but I'm going to say it anyway. First, you've probably all heard the news that Solano County has extended our shelter-in-place order through May 17th. So there's that. But church will continue to be open, and that we'll continue to hear confessions on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. That's Tuesday and Thursday in the evening, 6:30 to 7:30, Friday morning, 9 to 10, and Saturday at the usual time. It's been lovely to see so many of you coming in and out of church, making visits to our Lord in the Blessed Sacrament. I know we have some visitors from other parishes who are appreciative of St. Dominic's being open and being a prayerful place to pray. And so if you haven't checked out the video of Father David's parade last Sunday, do that. That was a lot of fun. It was nice to see so many of you. Haven't seen so many of you in such a long time. It was great to see you. Let's see, what else was I going to say? Oh, that thank you again for those of you who have mailed or dropped by your donations, as well as those of you who have signed up for electronic giving. It's been extraordinarily helpful, truly. So thank you very much. We continue to be able to be current on all of our bills, which is a great blessing, and it's not having to worry about that has made my life a lot easier. Of course, it's not all about me. I realize that, but I do appreciate you, those of you who have sent in your donations. We did get our application in for the Paycheck Protection program. We're in, I think, for the second round. I don't think we made it for the first round because we didn't get any didn't get any money before they announced they ran out of money. But we are one of a number of parishes in the Diocese of Sacramento that did that application and were successful in getting that in. So that help is on the way. I know a number of you have been able to get donations through your workplace, matching donations. So thank you very much for doing that. It all helps and is helping us to weather this storm with no financial worries in it, which has been a great help. We did get guidelines from the diocese to start thinking about how we're going to gradually come back to normal once the shelter-in-place order is lifted. There are obviously there's no date yet from Bishop Soto because, of course, that's in concert with the public health people. And even once the shelter-in-place order is lifted, that does not mean that we're immediately going to be able to have a full Sunday Mass schedule again. So please do stay tuned for those. I'm sure I'll be sending emails and also talking about it on this platform about what we'll be doing. If you haven't seen it, the bishop did send out a video to everyone in the diocese kind of explaining what he's doing. A number of things that germane here is that all teen confirmations are postponed until the fall. He's encouraging also First Communions to be postponed until the fall as well. With regard to weddings and funerals, it's looking like that once the shelter-in-place order is lifted, we will be able to do 10 or fewer. And of course, that 10 includes the priest, in the case of funerals, the mortician, a musician. So it's going to be a small gathering even when we are able to do them, and again with no date. but we are planning. They're asking there to be some cleaning of the church in between Sunday masses. So we're trying to figure out what that's going to look like, how we're going to accomplish that. Of course, we have to think about how perpetual adoration will return, because everything I'm hearing is that social distancing is going to continue for many months, maybe well into the summer. So again, we're thinking about how to bring perpetual adoration back to the parish in a way that is both worthy of the sacrament, but also keeps any adorers who come safe, and so that the church isn't a place where you come and get sick, that rather that you pray, be healed, and go and spread that joy to others that you meet after coming here. Another word of thanks to all of you. Many of you sent notes from my pastor's corner this weekend. I was really lazy this weekend. I didn't have a whole lot of energy, put most of it into trying to prepare for my homily, which of course I'm always the worst judge of my preaching. But thank you for those of you who have sent notes of thanks and encouragement for my pastor's corner on silence and quiet. This time is affording all of us an opportunity to touch base with that essential part of life, and not to run away from it, as kind of our society has a tendency to do, to just be horrified of silence and quiet. And yet we know that as Christians, that the Lord does dwell deep within us, that the Lord is closer to us than we are to ourselves. And so affording ourselves of that time of quiet, prayerful meditation, making that a habit into something that we do every day, and not something that happens to us by accident or kind of falls on us, that we do that as a way of reconnecting with the Lord daily, and drawing strength from that. That's something that I know that I've been both better and worse about doing at different times in my life. Hopefully it's good for you that I'm in a good, I'm doing well at this particular juncture for these last 6 months or so, and it's been a grace for me, and I hope that in some ways that it overflows to you, because of course as your priest, as your pastor, my spiritual life in some ways overflows into my ministry. That of course it's always the Lord who is the primary pastor of any parish, and so my job is often to get out of the way and let the Lord do his work with you. But of course I have my place in it as well, that he has given me that role, that position, so doing again the best that I can in my own walk with the Lord, so that I can then be a good shepherd, a good pastor to you. So thank you for listening. I hope you have a good week. Do remember that the church is open from 9:30 to 7:30, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and from noon to 7:30 on Wednesday, and then from 2 to 5 on Sunday, to come and spend some quiet time with the Lord in the Eucharist. Know that we are continuing to hear confessions. I mentioned that schedule early on. It's been wonderful. We continue that schedule because you've been coming. We had the extended period for Lent because we weren't able to have penance services, and so I wanted to make sure that you all had the opportunity to come to experience the sacrament during Lent, but people are still coming. So that's why we have more than just Saturday afternoon, and that those evening times seem to be particularly helpful for those of you who are still able to go to work, and so daytimes isn't always a good time. So and that will continue as long as you keep coming. Father Brad and I will still be in the confessional polishing your halos, because that's a great blessing. Because I know for me, it's like, oh, good, I'm finally doing something, which is which is a nice feeling, as you well know. So, again, God bless you. Have a wonderful week. And there was one more thing. Teresa just told me before I started this that there are still some mass intentions available for May. So you can contact either Alisa at aakino at stdombenicia.org, or you can also reach out to Teresa T. Stone at stdombenicia.org to see when those are available, and that you can have a mass offered for a loved one, for an anniversary and Thanksgiving, all those ways that you'd like to have masses offered for. So thank you for that. God bless you, and we'll see you next week.